168 hours. That's one full week. You spend 40 on classes, 50 on sleep, and 30 stressing about placement prep. You're leaving your startup with scraps. You aren't a founder, you are a distracted student with a hobby.
The next wave of Indian startups isn't coming from people who took day zero offers. It's coming from a room, not from a co-working space, not from a random entrepreneurship college elective, a founder residency. Because building between NSEMs, placement prep, and parental expectations, that's not founding. That's an arranged marriage with a career your branch already chose for you. Step 1, show up, aim higher. Walk in, no offer letter required. Nobody here is celebrating a 30 LPA package. Betting on yourself isn't the crazy option, it's the only option. Step 2, disappear. Food, sorted. Rent, gone. That group chat about day zero offers, you won't even remember it exists. Strip away every reason to not build. Step 3, you're not alone. The 3 AM panic, the imposter syndrome. For the first time, the people around you have been through the exact same spiral. Steal from them. Step 4, get in the room. Mentors who've built before, warm intros to investors. The kind of access that used to take 6 months now takes one conversation. Enter the zone. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does.
You're running a simulation on your laptop, and 60% of your RAM is being consumed by rent.exe or familypressure.exe or socialpressure.exe. That was our life.
I wish there was a place where my basic necessities would have been taken care of, and I would have just dreamt bigger and started things faster.
You may not be able to survive in a city where you have to be just to make your startup work.
What you would pick if you have 10 lakh in bank account for a year, or you have 0 rupees, but then you'll get 12 months of free time to work on your idea.
As you begin your professional journey and start moving out of your home, of comfort of your hostels, one thing that you face with is distractions on a daily basis. You have to pay your rents, you have to keep your house clean, you have to travel to work, figure out to reach at office on time.
I still remember coming back from work, exhausted and tired, mindful with ideas, want to build something, but going back again to doing the same chores, emails, trying to complete my obligations, that didn't help move the needle. None of that makes you lazy or weak. It just steals focus quietly. True building needs obsession, and you can't build it half-hearted.
And we have crossed through a lot of challenges, starting from we don't have any money for fuel in our vehicle, identifying where the next rent will come from. And this is not only for talking, but it was an actual experience that we have gone through.
You don't want to be worried about the social pressure you are getting from your family, that you should have a very stable job or some stable income. So these kind of things are actually a major issue in the beginning of your journey.
I once were a part-time founder before I turned full-time. But what I exactly felt like I've lost in my career as a part-time founder is time. Because I have to work for someone else in the morning, and then I only have a few hours left to work for my dream. But then, if really I have this time back, what I would have done differently is, rather than writing a line of code, or rather than putting that nice logo on the website, and then rather than shoot a nice reel and talk about, hey, I have launched a startup, I would have gone back to talk to my real customers. I mean, I would have called them up or set up a real-time meeting, or I would have met them in some of the happening places like events, and then I started talking about, hey man, this is a problem I'm solving, so what are you exactly going through? With that question, with that conversation, I will go back and then I will start, working on the idea.
We were thinking initially that we can go on with our normal job work, and we still have 2 days left, right? Saturday and Sunday.
We rented a space where we could work in garage in night or in the weekends.
We can solve this problem, and we can simultaneously, silently build small company or a startup where we are solving this problem. We were doing it, and we have done it for at least 7-8 months, I would say.
But we both knew it was not working.
What you would pick if you have 10 lakh in bank account for a year, or you have 0 rupees, but then you'll get 12 months of free time to work on your idea. Every time when they talk about money, or every time when they bring something, obviously we tend to pick that option first because that pays the bills, right? But then when you think deep about it, what fascinates me is to pick the second option, which is the 12 months of time with 0 distractions. Because in a startup life, what I largely feel is everybody who are willing to start up, what I even advise my mentors is to have a FD, not the fixed deposit. I'm talking about the failure deposit, which is the amount of money that helps you build the product whenever you fail is exactly what failure deposit is. This question is all about building that FD. You really have to build one here because already you have an FD. You really have a 12 months of solid time here. You really have a distractionless, a team and everything put together in a place so that you start building without worrying about bills.
When we both resigned and we started working on this problem statement, every day was a huge leap towards our progress and the solution.